All stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Please proceed.
Admission of lawyers. Laura Ruth Alexander Bossy.
May it please the court, I move that Laura Ruth Alexander Bossy be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Laura Ruth Alexander Bossy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Jordan Bate.
May it please the court, I move that my nephew, Ashley Jordan Bate, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashley Jordan Bate be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Jade Bentley.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Jade Bentley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Jade Bentley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sargon Bhatia.
May it please the court, I move that Sargon Bhatia be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sargon Bhatia be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tatum Marie Bird.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Tatum Marie Bird, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tatum Marie Bird be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Lynette Blackwell.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Lynette Blackwell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samantha Lynette Blackwell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Fletcher Burford.
May it please the court, I move that James Fletcher Burford be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Fletcher Burford be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harrison William Campbell.
May it please the court, I move that Harrison William Campbell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable
Let
court.
Harrison William Campbell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Peter James Carmen.
May it please the court, I move that Peter James Carmen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Peter James Carmen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
James Kavanagh.
May it please the court, I move that James Kavanagh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let James Kavanagh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kelsey Page Chilton.
May it please the court, I move that Kelsey Page Charlton be admitted as a solicitor of this honourable court.
Let Kelsey Page Charlton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Q Chun Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Q Chung Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Q Chun Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vimbinasha L. Chigstunig.
May it please the court, I move that Vimbinasha L. Cheeston be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vimbinasha L. Chitsungi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fatmi Dakal.
May it please the court, I move that Fatma Dakel be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fatmi Dakel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rory Thomas Stephen Davis.
May it please the court, I move that Rory Thomas Stephen Davis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rory Thomas Stephen Davis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jordan Adam DeVries.
May it please the court, I move that Jordan Adam DeVries be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jordan Adam DeVries be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
J. Ronald Dunlop.
May it please the court, I move that J. Ronald Dunlop be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let J. Ronald Dunlop be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abby Rachel Ferrugia.
May it please the court, I move that Abby Rachel Ferrugia be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Abby Rachel Ferrugia be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Danielle Christine Fleming.
May it please the court, I move that Danielle Christine Fleming be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Danielle Christine Fleming be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madison Lee Foster.
May it please the court, I move that Madison Lee Foster be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Madison Lee Foster be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ruyang Gung.
May it please the court, I move that Ruyang Gung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ruyang Gung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Paul Glass.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Paul Glass be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Paul Glass be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Talia Pakula Gokildrum.
May it please the court, I move that Talia Pakula Gokildrum be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Talia Pakula Gokildrum be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Paris Brian Hepplewhite.
May it please the court, I move that Paris Brian Hepplewhite be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Paris Brian Hepplewhite be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anna Katarzyna Hinkman.
May it please the court, I move that Anna Katarzyna Hinkman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anna Katarina Hinkman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mabel Hung.
May it please the court, I move that Mabel Hung be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mabel Hung be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Disha Jagad.
May it please the court, I move that Disha Jagad be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Disha Jagad be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Urich.
May it please the court, I move that Nicole Urich be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Urich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Siriakorn Kanjanakorn. May it please the court, I move that Siriakorn Kanjarakorn be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Siriakorn Kanjanakorn be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Harsha Nilochini Kiriella.
May it please the court, I move that Harsha Nilochini Kiriella be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Harsha Nilochini Kiriella be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas James Klukovich.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas James Klukovich be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas James Klukovich be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kalista Adriana Kamala.
May it please the court, I move that Kalista Adriana Kumana be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kalista Adriana Kumala be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
May Angeli Fabria Limico.
May it please the court, I move that May Angeli Fabria Limbarco be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let May Angeli Fabria Limbarco be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claudia Janet Lalash.
May it please the court, I move that my niece, Claudia Janet Lulash, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claudia Janet Lulash be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeremy Ma.
May it please the court, I move that Jeremy Ma be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jeremy Ma be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raisa Tasnim Mahmood.
May it please the court, I move that Raisa Tasmin Mahmood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raisa Tasnim Mahmood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucy Monahan McCarthy.
May it please the court, I move that Lucy Monahan McCarthy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucy Monahan McCarthy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rosemary Susan McNally.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Rosemary Susan McNally, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rosemary Susan McNally be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rishi Ajay Nand.
May it please the court, I move that Rishi Ajay Nand be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rishi Ajay Nand be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jack Napier Hill.
May it please the court, I move that Jack Napier Hill be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jack Napier Hill be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hayden Alexander Lockhart Nelson.
May it please the court, I move that Hayden Alexander Lockhart Nelson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hayden Alexander Lockhart Nelson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Siu Kao Kenny Ning.
May I please the court, can I move that Sue Carl Kennington be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Sue Cow Kenny be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michelle Ann Thao Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that my niece, Michelle Anton, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Michelle Ann Tao Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Simon Angus Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that my son Simon Angus Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Simon Angus Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yvette Tuang Young Wing.
May it please the court, I move that Yvette Tweeting Young Wing be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yvette Tu Yen Jong Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Luke Joshua Nicholson.
May it please the court, I move that Luke Joshua Nicholson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Luke Joshua Nicholson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emily Jane O'Connor.
May it please the court, I move that my valued colleague Emily Jane O'Connor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Emily Jane O'Connor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mina Mark Rafala.
May it please the court, I move that my husband, Mina Mark Ruffler, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mina Mark Ruffler be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shivani Bantha Reddy.
May it please the court, I move that Shivani Vadna Reddy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shivani Vandna Reddy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nisha Karen Richard.
May it please the court, I move that Nisha Karen Richard be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nisha Karen Richard be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carl Malu Dela Cruz Saranillo.
May it please the court, I move that Carl Marlo Dela Cruz Saranello be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Carl Marlo Dela Cruz Saranello be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lara Sarkis.
May it please the court, I move that Lara Sarkis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lara Sarkis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Samsarian.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Samsarian be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Samsarian be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Farnaz Shamsfar.
May it please the court, I move that Fana Shamsfa be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Farnaz Shamsfa be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ji Sheng.
May it please the court, I move that Jie Shen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jia Shen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tanya Singh Verkchen.
Thank you.
May it please the court, I move that Tanya Singh Verkchen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tanya Singh Verkchen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Majd Sultan.
May it please the court, I move that Maj Sultan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Maj Sultan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Arundhati Suma Ajith.
May it please the court, I move that Arundhati Suma Ajit be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Arundhati Suma Ajit be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Paul Thompson.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Paul Thompson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew Paul Thompson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Edward Van Leer.
May it please the court, I move that my son Edward Van Leer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Edward Van Leer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Leon Kishan Vandenberg.
May it please the court, I move that Leon Kishan Vandenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Leon Kishan Vandenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Philippa Bay Wenderoth.
May it please the court, I move that Philippa Bay Wenderoth be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Philippa Bay Wenderoth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Helena Bianca Jade Williams.
May it please the court, I move that Helena Bianca Jade Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Helena Bianca Jade Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed, stand for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmation and declaration. So please stand as directed by our officiating officer.
If I can get the first 2 rows to stand, thank you. Laura Ruth Alexander Bossy, Ashley Jordan Bate, Emma Jade Bentley, Sargun Batia, Tatum Marie Bird, Samantha Lynette Blackwell, James Fletcher Burford, Harrison William Campbell, Peter James Carmen, James Kavanagh, Kelsey Paige Charlton, Kuchan Chang, Vimbainasher L. Chustunig, Fatme Darkle, Rory Thomas Stephen Davis, Jordan Adam DeVries. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. You may take a seat. If the back 2 rows could please stand. J. Ronald Dunlop, Abby Rachel Faruja, Danielle Christine Fleming, Madison Lee Foster, Ruyang Gung, Joshua Paul Glass, Talia Pakula Gokildrum, Paris Brian Heppelwhite, Anna Katazina Hinkman, Mabel Hung, Disha Jagad, Nicole Urich, Syria Yakon, Kanja Nakon, Hasha Nilochini, Kira Ellie, Nicholas James Klukovich, Callista Adriana Kamala, May Angela Fabria Limbako, Claudia Janet Lulash, Jeremy Ma, Raisa Tasneem Mahmood, Lucy Monahan McCarthy. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. You may sit down. The row in front of me could please stand. Rosemary Susan McNally, Rishi Ajay Nand, Jack Napier Hill, Hayden Alexander Lockhart Nelson, Sue Cow Kenny Nung, Michelle Antau Nguyen, Simon Angus Nguyen, Yvette Tuyang Young Wang, Luke Joshua Nicholson, Emily Jane O'Connor, Mina Mark Raffler, Shivani Vunthana Reddy, Nisha Karen Richard. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Thank you. You may sit down. And finally, if the 2 rows on my left could please stand. Carl Malu Dela Cruz Saranillo, Lara Sarkis, Jessica Semsarian, Farnaz Shamsfar, Jia Shen, Tanya Singh-Verk Chen, Majid Sultan, Anuranthathi Suma Arjith, Matthew Paul Thompson, Edward Van Leer, Leon Kishan Vandenberg, Philippa Bay Wenderoth, Helena Bianca Jade Williams. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. You may sit down.
Well, may I welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my immediate right, is Justice Lonergan. To my left is Justice Chen, and to Justice Lonergan's right is Justice Coleman, all of the Common Law Division of the court. Together, we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice this morning. We have done so in a court which rests on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I acknowledge that sitting in the well of the court today, His Honour Justice Peter Campton and Her Honour Judge Samantha Murdoch of the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia, and I also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Brett McGrath, the immediate past president of the Law Society of New South Wales. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great celebration. We up here know how hard you've all worked to reach this very significant milestone. I also welcome your friends and family whose support will have been invaluable on your journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever be the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take the time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you a long civilised lunch or dinner to celebrate the occasion. This is an old court which last year celebrated its bicentenary. This makes it, you may be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing common law courts in the world. But the custom which you have just followed, namely swearing an oath or making an affirmation or admission to practice, an affirmation on admission to practice, dates back to the 12th century. This is not just a quaint tradition. It is a public undertaking by each of you in the presence of your friends, family, peers, and senior judges of the court to truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales and faithfully to serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or the affirmation you have just made is a serious one and deserves solemn regard, so that whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, for legal aid, or for a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. And you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Admission to this court and to practice law in this state is a privilege and not a right, and is contingent upon continuing adherence to your oath or affirmation. Now, you will see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices which hang on the walls of this court that we up here on the bench are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you that we do not wear them because they're particularly comfortable, which they are not. Still less are they a striking fashion statement. But we do continue to wear them on ceremonial occasions such as this for strong symbolic reasons. First, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although importantly the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Some 43% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female, and women make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 35, and the current presidents of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society of New South Wales are distinguished female practitioners. So the composition of the profession is radically different from the time I commenced practice, and it has been a very salutary change. Our robes also serve symbolically to differentiate the judiciary from the other arms of government, the legislature and the executive. We are seeing on a daily basis from events abroad how important the separation of powers is and how important courts are in supervising the lawful exercise of state power. We are fortunate to live in a country where our Commonwealth, state and local governments respect the rulings of the courts, even if those rulings are politically inconvenient, embarrassing or critical of executive government. As to the importance of continuity of the rule of law, to which I've already referred, I make the observation that in a world in which there is much global uncertainty, insecurity and challenges to what we have come to accept as conventional norms, the rule of law is more important than ever and not simply an academic construct or phrase of some theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. I only learnt recently that this statement reveals his lordship as a Game of Thrones devotee. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of Gen AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges, including within the legal profession and the work of the courts. Lawyers must, however, and I'm addressing you, the newly admitted lawyers, as well as those in the court, lawyers must, however, remain critical and independent thinkers. That is extremely important. While the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it is my firm view, and always has been, that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, what motivates them, how others react to different situations, how they perform under pressure, and deal with each other. This is seen in our courts every day, including in the criminal law, domestic violence law, family law, the wills and probate jurisdiction, and indeed much commercial law. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, status or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, but always with courtesy, integrity and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diversity is a concept that is subject to attack in some quarters around the globe, but diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which contribute to the rich fabric of our society here in New South Wales. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity in the legal profession. That in turn builds trust in and respect both for the profession and the judiciary, and ultimately for the rule of law. Now let me offer briefly a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points in your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time if we are honest with ourselves. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake I always advise young lawyers not to make is to fall into the trap of giving your clients the advice you think that they want to hear. I can tell you now that that will not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. As a lawyer, you must be dispassionate and frank in your advice as to your clients' rights and obligations, whether your advice pleases them or not. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in the litigation side of practice, can be confrontational. But the practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as it regrettably sometimes does, against whom you litigate, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession and not a business. There is a fundamental and important distinction between the two, which you must never lose sight of. Another thing that you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their points simply and succinctly. Often, less is more, and some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But the reality is that for a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible, and our ever-expanding statute books are often both complex and prolix. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, so strive to be clear and concise at all times, both in your writing and your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice, which is such an important goal in a functioning democracy. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something we realise better today than we once did. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. You must work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have, and I dare say still do from time to time, try and take a step back and recapture some important perspective. Also remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession, and in this context, let me now call on representatives of the New South Wales Bar and the Law Society of New South Wales to say a brief few words of welcome to you. Mr. Chan of the Bar Association, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Eugene Chan, and I have been practicing for about 4 years at the bar, predominantly in tax and commercial litigation. On behalf of New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and a rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. I'm proud to be part of the legal profession, as I hope you all are now too. I enjoy the intellectual challenges of my job. Every day at the bar is different and requires you to exercise different skills, whether it be in legal research, drafting, written or oral persuasion, negotiation, problem solving, and even stakeholder management. At the same time, I'm continuously learning every day, and I consider it a great privilege to be able to apply my skills to help individuals, companies, or government bodies to resolve their legal issues. I've also been invited today to share my pathway of coming to the bar. Throughout my time at school and even during my first year at university, I had my sights on medicine. Law, or the study of law, was foreign to me and my family. No one else in my extended family or my immediate family who had moved here from Hong Kong and Malaysia for study was a lawyer. However, from dreading the first few foundation of law classes at uni, I started to enjoy and then became immersed in a study of law. And by the end of my first year, I had abandoned my sights on medicine to pursue a legal career, first as a solicitor, then as a judge's associate, and now as a barrister. And I can say that has been a very intellectually stimulating, rewarding career path. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you receive is not limited to these 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of New South Wales Bar Association, which is a professional body that supports barristers, and it has a range of committees, including one, a New Barristers Committee, of which I was formerly a member, and which organises social and educational functions for 0 to 5 year barristers, and 2, Diversity and Equality Committee, of which I'm a member, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association. That is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a lawyer or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in a law society or bar association and to use your skills to assist your community. It's a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate on your admission today as a lawyer of this court. May it please the court.
Ms. Belakis of the Law Society of New South Wales.
May it please the court. My name is Elle Belakis, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today, and what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all be immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I first embarked on my journey as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Sometimes it was overwhelming. However, today I stand here having been practicing as a solicitor for the last 3 years. I specialise in corporate, commercial and civil litigation, and I've also been doing some pro bono work. I've gained about 8 years of experience working in the legal industry overall in different roles in small and large firms, as well as in-house working alongside general counsel at one of the world's largest charities. So I can say that from these experiences, I have learned a thing or two already. One of the most important things that I have learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and it is a community to which you are now part. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 43,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, as well as our drive to contribute and give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career solicitor, being part of a strong network of peers is crucial, and that is why I have been a part of the Law Society of New South Wales and New South Wales Young Lawyers for the last 3 years. It is here where I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance and support during times where I've needed it the most, as well as opportunities to join committees and advocate. By being part of the Law Society of New South Wales and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will be given access to professional support, professional development opportunities, mentoring, careers events, conferences, networking experiences, a wide range of publications, volunteering opportunities, and so much more. We encourage you to check out our Law Society of New South Wales website and keep up to date with upcoming events, including our flagship Welcome to the Profession event, which will give you an opportunity to celebrate this significant achievement with your peers and other members of the profession, as well as get to know a little bit more about your next steps as you embark on your career as a solicitor. The role of the Law Society of New South Wales is to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, are able to flourish, thrive, and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak with your employer. We look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community, as the court pleases.
Thank you. Can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, challenging, satisfying, and is populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community, and you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justice Lonergan, Justice Chen, Justice Coleman, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.